Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. My name is Apo and this is Vincent and we are here. And today we're doing 2024's very own Roadhouse.
This is hot off the press.
This is hot off the press. Amazon Prime's very own Roadhouse.
No. Roadhouse.
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 Roadhouse. Yeah.
I'm going to give you some facts and then we'll get into this. Okay, so it's 2024's very own. We've said that it has a budget of $85 million. There is no box office because it has gone straight to streaming. But what we know is that this was originally going to be a $60 million film. But if it goes straight to streaming, they said, we'll give you 85 for the budget. It's got the 6.3 out of 10 on the IMDb. It's got the 62% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
It's got the what on IMDb?
6.3 out of 5, but I mean out of 10. Ex-UFC fighter Dalton takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys Roadhouse. Or is it Roadhouse?
It's Roadhouse.
Only to discover that this paradise is not all it seems. And this is the most searched action on streaming today.
Most searched action on streaming today.
That's what it says, man. Those are the words. That's verbatim.
I guess it did come out, 2 days ago?
It did for streaming, and it was initially released early March. At select theaters.
Oh, because it's a real art kind of film.
It's an art kind of film.
Yeah, it's like a Cannes Film Festival kind of vibe.
It was mainly just for for screening purposes.
Yeah. Okay.
They're showing the big wigs of Hollywood. They're saying, "Hey, look, we've just introduced Conor McGregor to Tinseltown,
and we've subsequently de-introduced him. We've shown him the door."
We're going to get into this though.
We're going to get into that.
Because this is not only is this Roadhouse, but this is also the remake of the original Roadhouse. Starring none other than Patrick Swayze. And
was Jake Gyllenhaal in the first one?
Jake Gyllenhaal was not in the first one, but Jake Gyllenhaal is in this one.
Because he'd been around.
He's been around. And essentially
when was the first one? 1989.
It was an 80s film, right?
1989.
What we're going to do initially is we're just going to give you just a general synopsis, because it is Jake Gyllenhaal coming into a space and he's just bouncing at a club. He's bouncing at a club.
Listen to the synopsis for the original Roadhouse, or the plot. A bouncer hired to clean up the baddest honky tonk in a Missouri town, armed with a black belt in karate and a PhD in philosophy.
See, I mean, that's you're selling a movie better that way.
That's character depth.
Ex-UFC fighter versus a man with a black belt and masters in philosophy.
Philosophy. Ex-UFC fighter who's killed a man versus current UFC fighter who can't act.
Look, man, we're going to get into this. We may have differing opinions.
You can't.
No, dude, we're going to have different opinions here. We can say this off the bat. We're going to have different opinions. But essentially, the story is this is a down on his luck because he's killed a man, Dalton. Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a down on his luck, Jake Gyllenhaal, a man with 8-pack abs, and he's like the best looking man in town.
Yeah.
He's living in his car.
He's had a whole career of UFC, and he's got not one scrape on his face. He's looking sharp as anything.
He's looking like a Jake Gyllenhaal type.
He's looking like a Jake Gyllenhaal.
And also, he is jacked, and he lives in his car.
How?
You know what I mean?
How?
And I know, they do a training montage. He's doing some push-ups and some sit-ups.
That was after.
That was after he's on the boat. But also, you ain't going to be that jacked. You're going to be jacked.
Because you need nutrition.
Yeah, that's exactly right. See, this is the thing. Jake Gyllenhaal to be lean bean like he is there with the muscles. You need nutrition. And you need one of them Hollywood nutritionists.
That's right. You don't get that from just working hard.
No, they'll be like, here's 3 scrambled eggs. We got six eggs in here. We got some spinach on the side, and then just there's a couple of tablets. We got vitamin C, we got steroids, and then we got vitamin D. And all of those are just going to help you build muscle. It's just going to help you build muscle.
Really, you could actually just have nothing except for the steroids.
I mean, you got to eat, dude. You seen Sam Sulek?
I don't know who Sam Sulek is.
Dude, Sam Sulek is he. You know how they said Dalton was the Mr. Rogers of bouncing, of UFC in this movie. Sam Sulek is the Mr. Rogers of bodybuilding these days. He's just the nicest man who does bodybuilding. But also he's at a level where you start to think to yourself there's more things that are building this body.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So he's just a nice guy that goes to the gym.
I've been doing home workouts for years. My house still looks the same, Let's get into this movie though. So The story is very basic, and I think that's what brings it a couple points in the fact that it's not trying to be something bigger.
No.
And what I like about action movies, especially from yonder, and by yonder I mean back in the 80s, back in the 90s, it's just like, hey, this is an action movie where things happen within this space. It's not going to lead to anything down the line. You don't have to keep track of this character and that character. There's not going to be references to this or references to that. It is simply this story within this confined space, in this case of the Florida Keys.
It's individual has a something to overcome. Mans overcomes it.
He fights some people, you think things bad, but then things are all right in the end. Perfect for an action movie. And a great other thing about an action movie is action from the get-go. I'm pretty sure the opening scene is a man getting punched in the face.
Yeah,
by Post Malone.
Dude, Post Malone, better actor than Conor McGregor.
Dude, are we going to get into this? We are going to get into this.
You're going to make me mad.
No,
this is the year of violence. This is the year of violence.
And if you go to the Patreon, you'll find out why the current episode is actually called A Year of Violence.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Anyway, Post Malone starts off this movie with a bang, but we get introduced to Dalton's character. Dalton moves to Florida. He starts working in this space, right?
The Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse. But is it Roadhouse or Roadhouse?
It's Roadhouse.
It's Roadhouse.
It's Roadhouse, but it's a roadhouse.
That's right. And that's the joke.
And they bring that up, and that's comedy for us specifically.
Especially because I
felt targeted there.
Dude, I laughed and I was like to myself, it's like they're listening to us.
Yeah. I wonder if that was the same in the original movie. I'm assuming it would be.
Maybe we should watch the original movie, man.
I mean, he got a PhD in philosophy.
He's doing PhDs in philosophy, so he's obviously
karate. He's
obviously not just fighting people. He's also talking about like in Stoicism times, like they would do this, Let's get into this movie though. I think we could do Roadhouse OG next week though.
No, we're doing The Beekeeper.
Okay, we're gonna do The Beekeeper. That's true. It's been a long-awaited Beekeeper.
Yeah.
It's been waiting. It's been buzzing.
There's been buzz about it. Mainly from me because I've watched it and I need you to watch it so we can do this podcast.
Yeah, because you'll forget.
I'll forget, exactly.
Let's hear about, from your perspective, do you think, where I think this movie goes right is that it's straight into the action and it's very action heavy in a fun way. It's not too serious action. There's a lot of montages of like heads being thrown out of a bar, the band's playing while heads are getting thrown out.
You know what? Part of me, while I was watching the movie, was going, all the music, all the people playing at this bar have been unreal. Yeah. I want to be in a space where I can just listen to all these, because one man's saying like praise the Lord, and that's killer music. I'm not a religious man, but like I'll listen to that music.
And not only is he praising the Lord, but he's also talking about fried chicken in it.
And then you got the dude singing. He's got like the thing that you wash your clothes on almost.
Yeah,
on his chest.
And there's people just getting mad and throwing bottles like they
see that. Man, that's crazy to me. That's crazy that's a thing that people just have bar fights all the time. And I know that's probably something that happens, but that's just wild.
I mean, as in that bar fights happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in a space where it's happened.
That's wild.
And the best thing about being in a space where a bar fight happens is that if you're in, and when I say bar fight, I don't mean like what we saw in the movie. No, I mean like two heads like, you want to take this outside? We'll take this outside. And then, hold me back, bro, hold me back. No, hey, look, let's just dap up and we'll leave. We'll go our separate ways. You go that way, I'll go this way. Like heads will just stay there sitting, drinking.
Yeah.
Heads aren't moving. There's heads at the bar that are like, my Parmesan is on the way. I've already been waiting 15 minutes.
I've paid.
And they're not going to give me my money back because that's probably cooked in there. Yeah. So like, I got to wait. I got to wait a little bit longer. And at least I get dinner and a show. So in Roadhouse specifically, it's obviously taken to that next level. You can't live in a space in which there's bar fights every night.
No.
Because like people shut that down.
Yeah. Who would keep going back to the bar? It'd be only the people that want to have bar fights.
Like the whole plot is there's a millionaire on a yacht, and he is trying to shut down the roadhouse so he can build a bunch of luxury hotels.
They own all the land except for where the roadhouse is on.
And instead of just saying like, hey, let's get the reporters here, let's get the news and just talk about how like horrible this roadhouse is because there's bar fights every single night and like people dying, people breaking arms. they're going to try to send more people there to start more bar fights and then make the people leave. Like, there's better ways to work this out.
I mean, you could do a whole bunch of things. You could just burn it down.
You could burn it. That's probably real easy because like people aren't there at night, you know. And then again, there's other legal ramifications of burning a place down, like if there's insurance.
Yeah, that's right. But the way that they're going about it is, hey, we're just going to have people here every night to just cause havoc, and then that's like a minor annoyance. But what if like, hey, we burn this place down? They got all the cops on the payroll, burn the place down. The lady's gone, well, I guess I got insurance, I can rebuild, burn the place down.
Just keep going until you ain't got no insurance.
You know what I
no
mean?
more.
There's got to
burn the insurance place down.
Burn the place down until the insurance premiums are too high that they can't pay them.
That's exactly right. And this is not for educational purposes.
No.
This is for comedic purposes.
This is comedic. We're being
Facetious.
Yeah.
Facetious. And we'll get into this later on the After Dark when we do it. But what did you think of the very first Dalton fight? The one that was in the front of the bar. It's like the intro into, hey, Dalton's a fighter and he's taking on these heads.
I mean, that fight made me fall in love with the character.
It made you fall in love with the character
because I imagine if I was a man that had a violent streak in him, that's the kind of person I reckon I would be.
You'd be the guy that would take you to hospital after you violently broke bones and split lips. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's nice that you would do.
But that's also me thinking in the way that I think now, in that I don't ever want to get into a fight in my life. So,
But sometimes you go to a bar and like there's hooligans there and you have to sort it out.
That's right.
And you might be thrown
swiftly.
in that. Like you're like Taylor Swift out of there.
But that's the part of it that I like, that he's going like, hey, you guys don't have to do this.
And I think that's, we haven't seen Roadhouse, the original, but that's obviously linked back to the philosophy that this man's probably doing in OG Roadhouse. Because he's probably there like reading something from a book.
Yeah.
And he's like, mankind needs to work together. It's mankind.
I wrote this. I've just read this great passage by Plato. He's just the intuition that he shows in just this.
He just snapped one guy's neck.
Yeah.
And he's like still got him like in his arms while he's reading the book still.
Like, look at this.
So Jake Gyllenhaal, I think where I feel that Jake Gyllenhaal sort of didn't get the opportunity to shine is that I feel in the, and I haven't seen the original Roadhouse, but at least in 80s action movies or 90s action movies, it looks like the action stars are having a bit more fun out there. They're chewing a bit of scenery, they're doing this, they're doing that. I feel that, and this is initially what I was thinking, I feel that Jake Gyllenhaal was quite reserved throughout this movie. So for me, I was thinking, man, this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting him to be out here like, cracking wires, doing this, which he does do, but I didn't feel it was to the appropriate level.
Yeah, but just consider he did try to commit suicide,
early
not
in the
3
picture.
days prior in the movie.
Yeah.
So he's obviously not in a good state.
But also, what we're going to get at was that then I realized they were saving some scenery to be chewed by Conor McGregor, who we'll talk about later. We could talk about him right now because you seem to have a problem with Conor McGregor in this movie.
It felt like they said, "Hey, ChatGPT, make me a Conor McGregor type that like does things like Ulysses Claw, but is also walks with his arms halfway out like the side of his body.
Like he's Lap Man. You seen Lap Man?
He's Lap Man. He's Lap Man. Whatever. Lap Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me that.
And they did do that.
He was.
It was perfect.
No.
He was the best part of this movie.
He was the worst part of this movie.
He was the absolute best part.
As soon as he just felt like he couldn't act.
Listen, I think that Conor McGregor was the reason. See, I would give this movie I'd give this movie two levels lower.
Nah.
I'm talking about 2 scores lower.
Nah.
2 scores lower if Conor McGregor wasn't in this movie.
Nah, you are playing games.
From the start, right? This is his intro.
Games. Yeah, the intro was pretty funny.
He's doing arrivederci stuff. He jumps out of a lady's window. His naked rolling
just
through.
Just with the boots and socks on.
He's naked rolling through wherever he's rolling through. and he finds a man's jacket, and you think like, okay, he's going to beat up this man, take his jacket, and then just everything's on fire. You know,
That was funny. But I feel like every time he spoke, it made me upset.
it was great.
No, it was
It
not
was
great.
fantastic.
No,
It
it
was-
was so bad.
This was as if they grabbed something from the 80s and they said, here it is. Here it is in this movie.
Yeah, but
like,
it
this is a
didn't-
2024 movie,
It was so jarring.
but this is the 80s in it.
Nah, it was trash.
It was perfect.
It was so bad.
It was the best part
It
of the
felt
movie.
like a caricature.
That's what it was. That's what the 80s is. That's
But
this
the thing is,
homage.
but you've got, but it's not.
There's fromage in France, right? There's fromage, and here there's homage to the 80s.
Nah, it took me out of the movie. It took me out of it. It genuinely took me out of it.
Every scene that Conor McGregor was in is the best scene of this movie.
You are objectively wrong.
He comes to Florida, right? He's got his Lambo, whatever he's got, and he crashes it into bikes, and he says, "Who put that bike there?" You know, like, that's his intro to these.
Yeah,
people.
but I'm not saying the actions are bad. I'm saying him as an actual actor was terrible.
But if you see a man like that goes rah like that when he's going after people, you know, he goes rah right that. He's an animalistic bear type. Everything that came out of his mouth was what you'd expect of that man. Like, you wouldn't expect him to be like, you know, suave like Jake Gyllenhaal is, like talking to the kid, being like, "Hey kid."
No,
what's going
I
on?"
expect him to be have a few screws loose.
And that's what it is. There's kangas up in the top paddock, right? And then they're loose, man. Couple loose up in the top paddock.
I couldn't deal with it. I genuinely felt frustrated whenever he was on the screen.
You sent me a message saying like, "Why does Conor McGregor always have to ruin things?" Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I hadn't watched the movie at this point. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe Conor McGregor does like some things that ruin things in the movie. But you said Conor McGregor really just got to ruin things for folk.
Yeah.
Then when I watched this movie and I was like, Vincent must have loved this. And maybe he's talking about how, like, you know, Conor McGregor kills the bad guy, he tries to kill the good guy, he's just killing everybody.
No, I genuinely meant he just ruined the movie.
No way.
He was so bad. See,
Think of all the
this is what
greatest
happens.
scenes.
You're in the year of violence. You've got CTE already. It's not the greatest scenes. 100% not the greatest scenes. Jake Gyllenhaal was in the best scenes.
No, dude.
Yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal was good in it. I'm not saying Jake Gyllenhaal was bad.
I understand, you have the 80s. It's crazy. It's a caricature of whatever it is.
It's a fun action movie.
Yeah, but that's not quite what this was.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what people who heard that Roadhouse is coming out, they said, listen, this might be the fromage. This is the
not the
cheese on top of the
fromage.
pizza. This is the
No,
fromage on top of the pizza, keeping everything together.
I didn't like it. I really didn't like it.
And this is a subjective world, Vincent. So you're allowed to not like it.
Oh my God. It frustrated me so much. He felt like it felt like an AI was talking to me.
But it was a Conor McGregor AI. And he's jacked and his lats are hanging out. He's got wild tattoos. You know, he's going up the heads with clubs and he's taking their girlfriend.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
He's
he's a crazy man in this movie, but I don't know if something about it. It felt like he was trying too hard or something.
I think he was chewing scenery the perfect amount. That's what they say in the movie world. They say like a head will chew some scenery. That's like a thing they say.
He can chew whatever he wants. He was trash.
He was chewing, he was chewing some things as well. He had the same Hollywood diet as what Jake Gyllenhaal had, for sure.
Yeah. The vitamin C, the vitamin D, the vitamin steroids.
Because he had veins like when he was walking through wherever he was walking through at the start of the movie. Like he had veins in places you shouldn't be having veins. They were popping out. He was vascular in areas that you don't do workouts on.
Nah, I just couldn't deal with him in the scenes.
Is that brazy that we're in a position in which this is night and day? This is night and day what we're experiencing here. I'm telling you, he was the best part of the movie. He's the reason that this movie gets 2 points above what it's going to get.
That's wild to me.
2 points.
That's insane.
2 points.
That's insane. We might not be doing the beekeeper this week.
When he came in, I was like, I was like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I will agree. The start was fun. It was funny. It was comedic.
Every scene he came in.
No, yeah, that was definitely not.
What about when he comes in and he's doing that smile and he's like breathing heavy?
I mean, the part where he was eating the sandwiches, that was funny. Are we going to need more than 3 sandwiches?
I mean, you're a big guy. You need more than 3 sandwiches.
Yeah.
What about the part where he's for some reason got the learner's cart?
Yeah.
And he's just driving it through and he crashes straight into the coconut tree. He's got coconuts on the side. He's got coconuts on top.
Yeah, see, I think, if you take Conor McGregor out of it and put someone in there that can act, I feel like it'd be better.
Nah, dude. Nah, man. I'm telling you, this is like early Dwayne The Rock Johnson, before Dwayne The Rock Johnson became Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Just when he was The Rock, where he was so he was green. He was green. He was new to it. He wasn't polished.
Yeah, I understand. You've got to get some experience under your belt.
No, but I'm saying the best Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies are the green Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies.
You reckon? So which movies?
Like The Rundown, aka Welcome to the Jungle.
I haven't seen that.
The one where he's got a kid and he's in football. The Game Plan.
I haven't seen that either.
The one where it's like football but they're in jail.
I haven't seen that.
Gridiron Gang.
Definitely haven't seen that.
That's just the movie. And then once, The Rock went bold, then he started to become more polished and proper, and I'm The Rock. And I'm a man who's here with a plan. Whereas back then he was a man who's like, you are the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. We're throwing you into the movies.
Yeah, but Conor McGregor's not the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
I mean, he's up there. He's the most electrifying man. Like heads will pay out the wazoo just to see a Conor McGregor fight, even if he was fighting like me or you. Just because it's Conor McGregor. Yeah, and it's wild to think that.
Is that different though?
Is what different?
Is that different to the Rock situation?
Well, I mean, they're different sports.
No, I know that.
I mean, he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Like that's the Rock's. That's
yeah, but I'm
title.
saying Conor McGregor. Do they see him fight because of what?
Of him.
Yeah, of him fighting someone.
No, just of him as the person, as the character of Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? It's beyond the fight now. It's beyond like, oh, he's so skillful. He does this, he does that. It's just like Conor McGregor will throw something at a car. He'll do cocaine. He'll do this. Allegedly. But like, yeah, I mean, you can allege all you want, brother, but the signs are there.
You've seen the bloke. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I feel that the greenness,
I think it's the duality of Roadhouse. You've got Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
You've got Conor McGregor. I felt like you didn't have.
I felt that they were perfect pairing. That's what I was saying before. That Jake Gyllenhaal was built in a way to be an antagonist in many ways to, a perfect antagonist, and that could be the movie title. You do another one with Jake Gyllenhaal and.
But is it antagonist or is it like antagonist?
It could be antagonist.
We might have another. Might have another argument.
You have Conor McGregor facing this way, and Jake Gyllenhaal facing that way, but they're back to back, and it's perfect antagonist, and perfect's over Conor McGregor, antagonist is over Jake Gyllenhaal. That's the cover. You've got the movie.
You got Paul right in the middle, and you've got Ant, and then you've got agonist. See, I think if we're gonna get. Look, the short and long of it is I didn't think he was a good actor.
The short and long of it is we could be here saying he's good, he's bad.
Because there's individuals in certain movies that we may be talking about in the future.
Like The Beekeeper.
Possibly The Beekeeper, possibly The Ant, Agonist.
Yeah.
That I think fill that role better. In terms of this person is unhinged. I'm thinking Ulysses Claw types.
Yeah, Conor McGregor has some Ulysses Claw vibes to him.
Yeah, I understand what they were going for.
Yeah.
That didn't go over my head.
I mean, because you're a man that will catch things.
I'm a man that, my reflexes are rapid.
Yeah, you're like Drax the Destroyer.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that he maybe just undercooked. Maybe he just got too much CTE. Maybe he took too much cocaine. I don't know, allegedly.
He could have done both, but like sort of cocaine will help the brain,
I don't think that's true.
This is comedic purposes. It's not true.
It's not true.
We don't promote paraphernalias of any kind.
No.
Yeah.
You
just didn't like him.
I didn't like him. I think they needed.
You thought he brought the movie down.
I thought he brought the movie down. Yeah. Every scene that he was in, I was annoyed.
So you did that -2 because of him.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. I mean, it'll even out. It'll even out in the wash.
Like when we do the averages, it'll even out to whatever
That's right.
average was.
The rest of the movie, I mean, it's a very on the surface movie, but I think it was pretty good. I like that. You rock up on the bus. There's a lady there with the bookshop.
She's right in there with the books. Like, here's a book about a tree.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which is wild. I mean, I don't know. Someone come off the bus and she's just yelling at people, which is wild.
Because you see someone come off a Greyhound bus specifically. Like, what happened on the Greyhound bus one time?
No.
Some people on a Greyhound bus, there was someone sitting at the back. No one thought any different of it. They went back there, person head gone. His head gone. Just head gone at the back of the bus.
The rest of his there?
The rest of his body there.
Like appendages there.
Head gone.
Head gone.
Yeah, that's Greyhound. And this man rocks up on a Greyhound bus, the Florida Keys. He jumps out, and he's a Jake Gyllenhaal type. He doesn't look like a man that would be taking people's heads off.
He also does look like he lives in the Florida Keys because he's got them shirts.
He's got them shirts, dude, and he's just looking like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
The one thing that I saw when I saw Jake Gyllenhaal, and I saw him acting in this movie, I was like, "This is the perfect Nathan Drake. This is the perfect Nathan Drake. You found him.
Yeah.
If you're doing a movie, it's with him.
True. Yeah. I like Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor. I like him. I like a lot of the stuff he's done. I thought I liked him. He was my favorite part of the movie.
He was very good.
He was very good.
It was a fun movie, man.
And it was in, you got the flashbacks of him at the UFC.
Yeah.
He's you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, that kind of vibe.
That was filmed at a live UFC event.
Was it?
It was filmed at a live UFC event.
That's wild.
Like there was a fight that was going on, then after the fights had finished, or maybe even prior to the fights finishing, Jake Gyllenhaal did the walkout. They acted it out in front of a crowd of people filming. We're in Roadhouse.
We're in Roadhouse.
We're in Roadhouse. Yeah. Now, that was cool. I enjoyed that. And then you find out he killed a man for some reason.
Yeah, because he got angry.
Yeah, he got angry, but what was the reason he got angry?
There's
Yeah.
He's got CTE.
You see a man get eaten by a crocodile, that's cool. You see Jake Gyllenhaal do murder twice, he punches a man in the throat and that kills him, and then he shoots
that
the man
was crazy. But see that for me was the craziest part of the movie is when he's going leaving. He's saying, "Are you scared?" Yeah, I'm scared. I'm real scared.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point you could kind of understand that he's not scared for himself. He's scared for the other people.
Because when he walks away from the fight with Conor McGregor's character, he doesn't walk away I'm leaving here because I'm fearing my own life.
Yeah, he's walking away. He's going, I don't want to see what happens next.
Because I might grab this guy's throat and he's not even involved, but I might pull it out.
Yeah,
and just waggle it in your face.
Yeah,
and that would have been wild if he just started pulling out throats.
But then he's about to get on the bus and he sees that they've burnt down
they burnt down the bookshop.
The bookshop.
Yeah.
The bookshop. And it's a thing that you can critique as, it was just there for that. There wasn't really anything else apart from it. But that was crazy. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. And then you can tell they've messed up now.
And he just kills a man, flat out.
Dude, that was insane. Because that guy's thinking he's acting tough. He's up. But straight away.
Trachea gone. You can't breathe now. You're in a
That
pool.
was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm going, this is insane. This is insane. And then the rest of the movie is just wild.
Yeah, there's boats crashing into this, boats crashing into
the
a
boat.
reef.
The boat thing that was boring.
Yeah,
that was. I do have to say there was a lot of there was a few shots in the movie that were a bit jarring. The one with the truck when he tried to run him off the road, it was very clearly
fell back into it.
Yeah, it was unsettling. It was uncanny valley vibes.
It did have a bit of that feeling.
Same with when they were. I think Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal were fighting, and they did a
POV.
fisheye lens.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
It was a bit strange, but what was good, and it was also sped up as well.
Yeah,
it was weirdly paced throughout it as well, and some punches were obviously sped up because Conor McGregor was I don't want to do proper punches to heads, so they sped up his punch. One thing I did like about the fisheye was you just got to see just the full animal of Conor McGregor, him going literally going rawr like that at people, and I'll give 2 extra for that. But then other things Slick Rick with a big dick, he's not that good in it,
Yeah, well,
there's other stuff that just doesn't matter.
There was superfluous. I understand, you had to put the love interest in there, and that I liked her at the start when she was there going, "Hey, are you the guy that's brought in more people? All these people overworked, and we got dumb idiots in the waiting room." She was a cool character, and then they kind of didn't really do anything. It was just "Hey, my dad's big dick."
Yeah, Slick Rick with the. And then they went on a boat ride, and they're kissing on the ocean.
Did you think that? Do you think that my daughter was here? Oh, we are in partnership. No, she is here. Oh my god!
And Slick Rick's there with his Panama hat on, thinking this is it. This is it. I'm living the life here. I'm Slick Rick. I got him. I got a big. And then it turns out his daughter's underwater. But that's.
And then it turns out. Don't worry, you were never here. At the end. Dumb idiot stuff.
And then
Dumb idiot stuff.
he leaves people money and he busts out of there. Maybe Roadhouse 2 will happen.
Maybe Roadhouse too. And he goes to a different Roadhouse.
Imagine if him and Conor McGregor became mates and they're like, hey, this is Roadhouse. Like, we're together in Roadhouse.
No, the guy that I've just killed.
Yeah, no, but before they kills him, he goes like, what if we did Roadhouse? And then it's just them back to back and it's this perfect antagonist on top. You know?
Paul Rudd's there.
He's in the middle. Let's give this rating, then we'll get out of here.
I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, okay.
Previously a 5, now it's a 7.
I was give it a 6. I wouldn't, I mean, it wouldn't have been an 8 if Conor McGregor wasn't in there. I think it still would have been like a 6 or a 7.
It was around that. It was around that space.
It was a fairly enjoyable action movie. I mean, you know, you get hit in the face 40 times, you don't lose not one tooth. Come on. It's appealing to the male fantasy.
It's appealing to the male fantasy just like that video game is, you know?
Absolutely.
That lady that's part of the video game.
Absolutely.
Listen, that was Roadhouse. And this has been the Back Catalogue.
Roadhouse.